This is the BEnergyAware podcast. Triggering situations can leave us feeling like we have no control over what's going on, and we can also feel trapped, thinking we have no choice. It's very easy to forget that we actually have complete control over what we are going to do in that kind of situation, and that we have control over how we are going to respond. If we've been triggered by something or by someone, it means that we have most likely been pulled into a swirl of emotion that we had when we were growing up and when we found ourselves in a similar situation. As children, we could not have known that we had a choice, or maybe someone made sure that we thought we didn't. Or they threatened us and intimidated us into believing that we didn't have a choice. Every time we get triggered, and when we get emotional, especially to a point where we feel overwhelmed, it's good to remind ourselves that this situation is not exactly the same as it was way back then when something like this happened for the first time. Even if it looks the same on the outside, and even when it causes us to feel exactly the same way as so many times before, this is the time to make sure we know that now we have a say in what's going on, and that we can choose what we want to do and how we want to respond. The least we can do to shift things to our advantage is to consciously feel the feelings that are coming up with the intention of releasing them. And so each time this kind of situation happens, we might be less emotionally charged, and that might enable us to not get paralyzed in these kinds of situations. It might give us more ability to respond in a healthy way. It's like emptying a bag full of emotions, and each time we consciously feel and release, that bag keeps getting more and more empty. And once it's almost empty, we are less likely to get triggered by those same old things, or we won't be getting triggered as much, which makes us more steady and stable when situations like these arise. So, how do we catch ourselves doing the same old, same old? By getting into a habit of recognizing these situations and really observing ourselves, so that each time it happens, we get better at dealing with it. I bet you had some of those situations happen to you as well, and I'm sure they were challenging. Let me know what your experience has been and what you have learned from those situations, and also how you deal with them. Follow me on Instagram at BEnergyAware and message me there or through my website, BEnergyAware.com. You can also leave me a comment below. And please subscribe and share this podcast. I'm Bran, your host, and I'll talk to you soon.